Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and a huge Happy New Year. I am super excited, so excited to be here guys. It's a huge blessing. I'm sure I don't have to tell you that some people did not make it to 2017. So I'm just excited because I have the opportunity to experience a brand new year and the amazing things that are to come with it. Now today I want to talk to you guys about a topic that is very important to me in the month of January, and I'm sure to many of you, and that is goals. I personally can't start a new year without setting goals. For me, it's just a way to have a vision for what I want to achieve during the year, and also just to really push me, motivate me to do great things and make this year better than the last year. But it's not an easy process setting goals, and so today in this video I want to share with you guys my success plan for 2017 and how I plan on making it better than last year. On that note, let me give you guys a little bit of history. 2016 was a really special year for me. It was the landmark year of achieving goals that I had not achieved, or I hadn't been able to achieve prior to that. So prior to 2016, I found myself in this vicious cycle that many of us find ourselves in, whereby you're writing goals and you repeat those goals and write them the next year, the next year, and the next year. So 2012, same goals. 2013, same goals. 2014, 15, goals were the same. And they were the same because I wasn't able to achieve them, so I had to write them again. But 2016 came along and I said, nah, mate. No way, that's not happening again. Something has got to change. And so I put certain things in place that allowed for my year to be so much better, and that allowed for me to finally achieve 90% of my goals, which was a big deal, big deal for me. I hadn't been able to do that prior to 2016. So today I'm going to share on the 3 things that I did that I'm going to take into 2017 in order to see the great things that I'm expecting to see this year. So the first thing, guys, and for me, I think the most important thing that I did in 2016 was I overcame my fears. I was so scared to achieve some of my goals for many reasons that I'm sure many of you guys also experience, which is fear of failure. What if I don't achieve it? I've told X, Y, and Z, and then I don't achieve it. They're going to think something of me, which links to fear of what people are going to think of you. You're scared that people are going to judge you, that people aren't going to enjoy what you do or believe in what you do. And then that links to another thing, which is fear of whether or not you're worthy to achieve the things that you've set yourself out to achieve. Fear is a big deal when it comes to goal setting and achieving your goals. There's a quote that I love and I feel like it just hits the nail on the head, and it says, "Your greatest achievements are on the other side of fear." Guys, how true is that? Honestly, if you think about your goals and the goals that you've not been able to achieve, I'm quite sure that you'll be able to associate fear with those goals and why you've not been able to achieve them. So, okay, it's easy for me to say, guys, overcome your fears and you'll be able to achieve your goals. I know it's not that easy. So on that note, I'll also share ways in which I overcame my fear, because it's easy to say, but in terms of doing it, that's another thing entirely. So one way to overcome your fears, guys, is first of all to acknowledge the fact that you're not the first person that's going to try and achieve what you're trying to achieve. I'm sure someone in this world that we live in has tried to achieve what you have tried to achieve. You may know of someone, you may aspire to be like someone who has achieved what you have achieved, and I promise you they have fallen, so they have experienced failure, they have made mistakes, but the difference is that they pick themselves back up again. If you look at, your favorite celebrity, think of your favorite celebrity, your favorite actress, your favorite business person. I'm very sure that if you had the opportunity to sit with them, have an interview with them and ask them, have you failed before? They would be like, 10 million times. Failure is something we are all going to experience. It doesn't make us failures, but we can experience failures, we can make mistakes. So just acknowledge that very simple fact that there will be times when you make mistakes, there will be times when you fail, but you have to just keep trying, keep striving. That's a very basic difference between those who make it with regards to their goals and those who don't. They pick themselves back up again. Another thing that I would recommend with regards to overcoming your fears is to learn to affirm yourself. The minute those negative thoughts that say, I can't, I'm not worthy of this, the minute they come into your mind, throw positivity back at them. So when you feel you can't, throw a positive word out there. I hold on to the scripture. So if I think I can't do it, I'm like, no, I'm a child of Christ. I can. There is nothing that is impossible for me. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I will not fear because God is with me. I will not be dismayed because he is my God. I am able. I am able. So, just speak positivity, affirm yourself. And even before the negative thoughts come, make it a habit. Wake up in the morning and just say, today I can and I will. I don't care about what happened yesterday. Today is a new day and I am able to do things that I desire to do. So speak positivity into your life. And finally, with regards to overcoming fear, I think it's very important to make sure that you surround yourself with positivity. I personally think that, when it comes to your goals, you should share them with some people, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But be careful who you share your deepest desires with, who you share your goals with. Not everyone that has been put in your life is there to understand what you want to achieve. So be careful who you share your goals with, because they will play a huge role in whether or not you believe that you can achieve the things that you want to. The second thing that I did that made a huge difference in my life in 2016 was I put together an epic goal plan. I gotta say it, I think it was pretty epic. Personally, I think it's very important to write your goals down, put pen to paper and write the things that you want to see happen in your life down. Now, if you follow my blog, finallyfiona.com, you may have already downloaded the printable that I made available in December, and it's just a printable to help support smashing your goals. And I'm going to go through exactly what is on one of the 3 printables because it's exactly what I used that helped me to smash my goals. Now, I personally think writing your goals down is not enough just to say, I want to save £10,000, I want to lose weight, I want to buy a car. It's not enough, because really and truly, those things are outcomes. That's the outcome of you doing many things behind scenes, so mini goals. So it's great that you have the outcome written down on paper, but if you don't have a plan behind your goal, it is just a wish. You could spend the whole of your year wishing, wishing, wishing if you haven't got a plan to help you achieve the outcome that you want to achieve. So the process is very simple. The first thing when it comes to putting together an epic goal plan, of course, is to know what your goals are. And the thing I would recommend, and some people may not agree with this, is to just have 1 to 5 goals. 1 to 5 goals. I believe that less is more when it comes to goals, and unless you've had a track record or you're familiar with writing loads of goals and have seen yourself achieve them, I think it's really best to start small, and then in the future, as you see yourself progress, you can add goals, but start small. So personally, 1 to 5 goals I think is enough. When it comes to which goals do I pick, I've got so many, oh my gosh, how do I just decide on 1 to 5? 2 very simple tips from me. Write all your goals down, 10, 15, 20 goals, however many you want. And then go through the very simple process of asking yourself, how important is this goal? That very basic question alone helped me when I did this in 2016 to just cross some goals off the list. Because when I was honest with myself and I asked myself, how important is this goal? I couldn't answer it for all of my goals, and so I was able to kind of narrow my list down. And then at that point where you've maybe been able to narrow it down, but you still have more than 5, the next thing I would recommend doing is to ask yourself this question. Wait for it. I love this question because this one really made me have a reality check moment with myself. And the question is, how bad do I want to achieve this goal based on my knowledge of what is required of me to achieve this? So how bad do I want to achieve this goal based on how much hard work I know is going to go into achieving it? And that question, I think, is a very important one to ask yourself if you're struggling to refine your goals or just decide on your goals in general. Because first of all, it will force you to think of what it takes to achieve that goal. And then second of all, when you've kind of realized what it's going to take to achieve it, you're like, whoa, I don't know if I can do this. Or you're like, yes, you know what, despite the fact that I know it's going to be this hard or require this much of me, I'm going to do it. So those 2 questions, I believe, will help you to decide on your most important goals. So once you've done that, the second thing I think that's important to write down after you've written your goals down on paper is to make sure you've written down or have a section where you answer the question, why is achieving this goal important to me? So let me give you an example. Maybe I want to save £10,000 in 2017. Then it's important for me to write why achieving that goal is important for me. So I may say, I want to save £10,000 so that I can add that to my deposit for a house that I want to buy in 2018. And that is key, because then I see on paper what I will achieve if I achieve my goal. So what I get, what my outcome is going to be, you know, I'm going to be able to get a house if I save £10,000. So I save £10,000, that's great, but I'm going to get a house. So on paper, when I'm looking at my goals during the course of the year, or when I forget about my goals and I accidentally stumble upon my goal sheet, I'm reminded that the work I'm going to put into achieving my goal is going to allow for me to buy a house. And that is just enough to keep me motivated, or push me with motivation when times come where I'm not as motivated as I would like to be. So write your goals down, and then make sure you write down why achieving them is important. The third step is to write down the action items. So the exact steps you need to take to achieve your goals. This for me is the most important part of the goal plan. Hey, this is where things get serious. You might want to save £10,000. You know that it's going to help you buy a house. But what do you need to do in order to save £10,000? You need to probably have savings on a monthly basis. So let me give another example. Many people want to become healthier in the new year, and some people decide that in order to become healthier, they need to lose some weight. Great. So you want to lose some weight. You know that it's going to mean that you get to be healthier. But what steps are you going to take in order to achieve that healthier lifestyle and that weight loss? You may decide that you need to go to the gym. That's great. How many times are you going to go to the gym during the week? Okay, on which day specifically, and at what time? Specifically write down the steps you need to take to achieve your goals. So you could say every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I need to go to the gym, or I'm going to go to the gym at 7 a.m. in the morning. Write that down, because it just allows for the process of achieving your goals to be so much easier when you know exactly what you need to do in order to achieve your goals. So that's the third part. The fourth part of creating this epic goal plan is to acknowledge your weaknesses, or the obstacles that you know may come your way. I'll give you guys an example. In 2016, I wrote down a goal to post 2 to 3 blog posts on my blog at the time, which was loveyourtresses.com, every week. And I didn't achieve this goal. It was one of a few goals that I was unable to achieve. And you know, at the end of 2016, when I was doing my evaluation and I thought about why I wasn't able to achieve this goal, it was very apparent that, you know, every time I tried to write a blog post, or most times I tried to write a blog post and didn't actually end up, you know, posting it, I was on social media. I would be looking for photo inspiration on the likes of Pinterest, Tumblr, Instagram, and then find myself getting lost in photos, looking at photos, another person's photos. I just got lost in the process. So I went in with the right mind to get a photo for my post, but I would then procrastinate and find myself getting lost in social media. And so, you know, for the year of 2017 on my new blog, I've been able to write down on my goal sheet that social media, as much as I need it or use it for my blog and branding, is also a weak spot for me. So acknowledge and address your weaknesses and make sure that you know of them. Be real with yourself and write them down, because there will be times when you're very demotivated about your goals, and it's actually these weaknesses that are stopping you from making progress. So again, if you stumble across your sheet, your goal sheet where you've written this goal plan, and you see that weakness, you'll be like, wow, okay, that is actually what has been stopping me from making progress. Let me get back on my A game and start pushing again, you know? So just make sure you write your weaknesses down, because it's very important for you to know what they are, so that they're less of a temptation and less of a weakness going forward. The final thing that really kind of rounds up the goal plan for me is to write something down that you are going to reward yourself with if you achieve your goals. It's great to achieve your goals. Those should be enough motivation to, you know, achieve your goals. But really and truly, sometimes it's nice just to treat yourself. So maybe you could say to yourself, if I achieve all of these goals that I've written down, or make a whole lot of progress towards achieving these goals, I will take myself on holiday, or I will buy myself a car, or I will, you know, treat myself somehow. I think that just really kind of motivates you even further to really push to achieve your goals. And like I said, I've got a free printable on my blog that breaks down all of those points and just makes the process of writing this goal plan or putting this together very, very easy. So do check that out and feel free to print. The final bit of advice I want to give with regards to smashing your goals this year is to put some plans in place so that you don't forget about them. Now, I know I recommended writing 1 to 5 goals, but even with 1 to 5 goals, it can be easy to forget your goals. Why? Because life happens. Life happens. Your career may demand more of you, your relationship with your partner, your mum, your dad, your siblings, whoever may demand more of you, your finances may demand more of you, and your goals may just be pushed to the side. So in order not to forget about them, I have 3 tips. The first one, guys, is to schedule. Put alarms in place to remind you of when you're supposed to do things. Make sure you put things in your calendar. I mean, tell a friend that on this day, I'm supposed to do this. Make sure you remind me. They may forget, but they may also remember, and that means that they can be there to help to push you and to remind you. So schedule. Guys, if you see my calendar on my phone, it's a little bit crazy. I've got so many things written in it, but it really helps me because there are going to be days I don't remember to do the things that I've said I want to do. But then if I'm on my phone, and I know I'm on my phone all the time, and I know that I check my calendar for work, for example, then I know I'm going to see other things I've put in it, and I'm going to be reminded of things that I need to do. Same with an alarm. Maybe you have to set 4 alarms to wake up, but you know that alarms will frustrate you and will kick you out of bed and make you, do something about them. So schedule. The second thing I want to advise is to find yourself an accountability partner. If you follow me on Snapchat, you'll know that I did this today. I went on Snapchat today and I said, guys, struggling to film this video. I've tried to film it 3 times, but I'm going to film it and upload it today, and I'm making myself accountable to you. And lo and behold, I'm filming. So find an accountability partner, someone who's going to push you to achieve the things you said you want to achieve, someone who's going to remind you of the things that you said you want to achieve, someone who has your best interests at heart, someone who loves you, someone who you can trust. They may even be someone who is, more organized than you if you want to be more organized in the new year. They may have characteristics that you don't have that you aspire to have. So, go to them and tell them, listen, I want to be accountable to you. You can even take it a step further by saying, scheduling a day during the week or during the month when you have to catch up with them and tell them your progress. So then you feel like you've got homework to do and you don't want to disappoint them, because you won't now turn up at their house or have a conversation with them and tell them, oh, I've done nothing, because you probably feel embarrassed. You probably won't want that to happen. So find an accountability partner, and even better, maybe you can be their accountability partner, help them out as well. But yes, find someone, guys, find someone who you can share your goals with. You don't have to be fully transparent if you don't want to, but at least share the basics and the things that you need to do in order to achieve the things you want to achieve with them, and they can push you and encourage you, especially when life gets hard and you feel demotivated. Accountability partners are awesome because they're also there to motivate you. So find you one of those. Last but not least, I would highly recommend bringing your goals into existence, aka surround yourself with your goals. Write your goals down and put them in your bag. Carry them with you everywhere you go. You may not look at them on a daily basis, but the closer they are to you, the more likely you are to look at them and be reminded of them. You may want to frame your goals, put them on your bedside table so you see them when you wake up. You may want to make them a poster and put them somewhere so that you're reminded of them on a frequent basis. My goals are on my phone, they're in my bullet journal, which is a journal I carry around with me, so that I'm always within reach of them, and so that I just don't forget the things that I said at the start of the year I wanted to achieve. So those are my tips, guys, on how to smash 2017. I really hope that these tips have been helpful. I wish you the absolute best with regards to your goals. If you have any tips to share with others that have helped you in the past, or any words of encouragement, please do drop them in the comment section. I'm sure others will be blessed by them, and I will see you guys in my next video.